Hello everyone, it's me, the quiet man behind the camera that you haven't seen or heard of for quite some time. Today I'm presenting you a project I've been working on longer than I had initially planned to, but the wait seems to have paid off, in my humble opinion. Internally, behind the scenes I was going with the codename Project Insanity. I've built myself a $3,800 PC in front of the camera. This is going to be a time-lapse video, and of course I also did a little bit of testing at the end. But right off the bat, let me get one thing straight: without the help of 3 manufacturers, Enermax, Kingston and ASRock, that kindly decided to sponsor this build, this costly project wouldn't even be close to what it turned out to be now. Therefore, a huge thank you goes out to the mentioned brands and of course to you loyal viewers out there, in a way making all this possible for me. Thank you. You'll surely be asking yourselves the following question: what kind of hardware have I gone with? Well, let me be very clear here. The only things I've actively chosen are the CPU and the graphics card, since these I've paid for out of my own pocket previously for test system use cases. The remaining list of components the mentioned manufacturers decided on, respectively. It's highly likely you're going to call today's PC build absolute madness, and that's exactly what makes this so much fun. Not even I myself know whether or not the following build makes any sense. Is there a reason behind it, or pure insanity? Let's get into the tasty stuff, starting off with the CPU. I'm going with the beastly AMD Ryzen 9 5950X 16-core, coming with 32 threads. I'm cooling that bad boy with the Enermax LickMax 3 ARGB 360 in white, an AIO liquid cooler that previously has performed really well in my review of it. The processor will find itself a home on the rather more recent ASRock X570S PG Riptide motherboard with, you guessed it, the fanless X570 chipset. In order to make FPS reign, my usual well-established ASUS RTX 3090 Tough Gaming OC graphics card will come into play, equipped with a colossal cooler and a breathtaking 24GB of GDDR6X video memory. Things are going in a bit of a more unusual direction for me when it comes to actual system memory. Kingston is kindly providing me with their Fury Beast RGB DDR4 RAM, and we are dealing with a capacity of a whopping 32GB and a frequency of 3600 MHz at CL18 timings. A few of you will be aware of the fact that Kingston has sold off their renowned HyperX brand to HP, but Kingston will continue to release DRAM, flash and SSD products for gamers and enthusiasts under their brand now known as Fury. The good quality behind those products will remain unchanged. Let's move on straight to the SSD and the only storage medium in this PC, the Kingston KC2500 NVMe SSD at an interface of PCIe 3.0 X4 and a capacity of 500GB. So we are talking of pretty high speeds, albeit 500GB admittedly are rather tight for a system of this kind. Now, in order to power all this beautiful hardware, I can call myself lucky to go with the Enermax Revolution DF, the 850-watt version. 850 watts I will certainly need with today's system, since I'm planning to run my Ryzen 9 5950X CPU with PBO Precision Boost Overdrive enabled, something I usually never do. Needless to say, all this precious hardware needs a home to live in. A PC case would certainly be the go-to choice for that. A rather stark contrast compared to the rest of the components, a cheaper, more affordable model among PC cases, the Enermax Makashi 2 MKT50, featuring tempered glass, still decent amount of space to work with, as well as a bit of ARGB lighting. As a matter of fact, we aren't even done yet. Enermax has also gone the extra mile and provided me with not one, but 2 different fan sets to choose from. I'm not sure yet which one I'll use at this stage of build planning. There's the Enermax HF120 ARGB 120mm white 3-pack set, and a total of 3 fairly quiet Enermax TB Silence Advanced 120mm fans. As you can see, I have some pretty good options to choose from, and I'll certainly have my fun with those. At the time of this video, all this, with the instability of prices taken into consideration, we'd be looking at about $3,800 for this build, which certainly is a ton of money, no doubt. But I'll not keep you waiting much longer anymore. You're now about to see the assembly process, even though not all went according to plan. In more than a few aspects, I've made some errors, miscalculations, if we want to go with that term. In hindsight, however, fairly amusing. Following all that, I'll throw in some gameplay tests, along with the real-time frame rate, average FPS, 1% lows, CPU, GPU, RAM and FCLK clocks, RAM and VRAM usage, as well as CPU and GPU loads, and of course, temperatures, even including those of the chipset. With that being said, enjoy.
you.